Shalom. First and foremost, want to give our praise to our power Yahweh, power Shem Yahushai, power Shem Kodash. Call Halalim La Yahweh, power Shem Yahushai, power Shem Kodash. That's the nation Hebrew, saying our praises to Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible. For the world ignorantly called Jehovah, our God, and his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. For the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, or Yeshua. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh, and his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers and out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. This lesson, Lord's willing, we entitle it, I make all things new. And that's a scripture in the book of Revelation, Lord's I'm going to get it, of the most I going to reset on this place, because everything right now is out of work, everything is out of order, and there's only a few people have a problem with it, and that's a hopeful elect, and that's a hopeful elect that's going to make it out of this place, sparked by last night, the Akim. And with spiritual discourse at all times, even if you start some kind of, filter through the spirit, and you see this little girl, and she basically almost, well, she basically dressed provocative, and it's a little child, and my brother mentioned it, so why she dress so, and her parents do it, And the scripture say what? You're not supposed to prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. And the word prostitute, go back to basically it's like how them set them up. Then I literally carry them, go give them to a man, about two of them display them daughter, like the clothes with them give them for wear and so forth. I'm like, yeah. And that's fucked up. But very soon, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai is coming back, basically put an end to wickedness, and set up the kingdom of heaven when righteousness will flourish. And that's the day we're looking for. It's written in the scripture here. Let's get it real quick. Let's go to the point. Second Peter, chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So our desire, is for a new heaven and a new earth. When as the scripture says this, go to the book of 2nd Ezra 6. Start 25. It says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation on the end of your world. And the end of the world is referring to the rulership of the so-called white race, as is written, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The word world actually comes from the Greek aeon, which means age, like a time frame. Because the scripture tells you clearly in the book of Ecclesiastes 1, verse 4, I believe, so the earth going to be abide forever. And if they refer to that world, when they refer to the earth or the inhabited earth, it has the Ikomini, because there's actually 3 Greek words that's used that was translated in one for the word world, right? So the end of the world representing the end of the rulership of the so-called white race. It has basically the worst management on the face of the earth. You have brought this earth right now to its current state, utter ruin. Right, the people You know, the earth itself, the animals, everything get fucked. That's why Scripture say the whole creation groaneth, you know, for the manifestation of the sons and the Most High. Because when we rule, you know, right through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, everything will set back in its righteous order, and wickedness will come to an end. Um, Verse 26, it says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitant shall be changed, and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and the seed shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. You know, so evil is basically having well, anything that go against the scriptures here. You know, and things that move vex the spirit. You know, the whole LGBT alphabet community. You know, Esau ruling. You know, that one of them chief, because she will tell about when a servant made rule, right? You know, it's so when the wicked are exalted, evil walk on every side. Roughly paraphrase it, something like that. Or when the vilest man are exalted, the wicked walk on every side. And Esau is the vilest man, you know. When he might destroy everything. You know, the mind of the people is so base that right now a woman believes she what she call it? She's sexually liberated, you know, and she equal the man, and she can swing the pussy to Tom, Dick and Harry, you know, and that's her. You know, that's incorrect. Women not even know them duty these days, as a or them purpose, but in hurt. Man don't know them purpose, but in hurt either. You know, right? The Israelite man was sore purpose. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. And they gonna not even know the commandments of the Most High. Why? Because folly is setting with dignity. You know? Right? The wickedness is basically exalted in this life and honored and praised, you know, and rewarded, while righteousness, the scripture says, either turn it from evil, make it himself a prey. You know? So if you say righteousness in this society, like tell a woman, like for example, that little girl, like say, yo, put on clothes. You're like, we are looking for the little girl for? Like, the fuck? You know? Those are the reactions you will get. You know, but guess what? Yahushua is coming very soon. You know, for him all of this miserable, you know, miserable madness. And you know, words to explain how fucked up this place is. You know, sorry for my French. Right? I get this precept, one of my favorite precept. You know. Revelation chapter 21. Start at verse Start at verse 4. It's on Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. You know? So I'm saying what he make all things new. And when you look up the word new, you go back to basically refresh. You know, so like yeah. Alright. So the current way of things right now, you know, Yahushua is coming back, you know, to set it back in its correct order. That's why scripture in Isaiah 1 verse 26 says, I raise up the judges as was afore. You know? And scripture speak about the 144,000 that's going to live and reign with the Yahushua 1,000 years. You know, when we basically set this thing back in order, lads, when they're part of that elect. You know? And that's just it, yo. The world, Isaiah 14, you know, tell us that when we basically rule, yo, even the fir trees, I will basically rejoice. You know? Right? And we go back to the nations, them. Right? But everything gonna basically rejoice, yo, because right now, yo, everything is out of whack. You know, every single thing is out of whack, yo, and there's just some one and two, you know, piece you can find. Like, as I can see this little scenery. My countries have a little river, you know, I try to escape now and then. But And even like for example, growing up here, yo, me can tell say a whole heap of things changed. It was more flourishing than now. You know, but we know the scripture say the world wax weaker, you know, through age, and then even then evils are going to increase, you know. But it's coming to the grand finale, you know, when you go have a super level of evil on the face of the earth, you know, only if you get put down and then righteousness are flourish, you know. So um yeah, that's it, you know, there's something there on my mind. Spirit has moved me to do a lesson, you know, comforting words here, comforting words of hope. When that all hope has not gone because we're that remnant, you know, where who there and certain wickedness vex your spirit day to day, you know, like fuck, you know. Right, me remember I one day lesson. You know, we're in the time of the Maccabees and him say we're supposed to be like Mattathias, pronounce the name right. You know, I remember even a story like when him see the wickedness that go on in Jerusalem, him rent him clothes and say, yo, why am I for live to come see this band, to come see this level of evil upon the face of the earth, you know. But the scripture tell you earlier that he that basically the man shall not taste death from his birth, you know, shall live and see. Cause in a 4 days, this is a generation that's going to witness the return of our Lord. Going to witness the greatest destruction on this earth, the fall of America, Mr. Babylon the Great, the fall of an empire. It's going to be in the worst way, you know. But after that, you know, comes the kingdom of heaven. It's written second Daniel chapter 7, verse 17 and 18. So the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever. You know, and this kingdom where there will be a righteous kingdom. And it will be governed by the laws, judgment and statutes of Yahweh Shem Shai. No faggots, you know, no no madness. And think of all the madness that are going on here right now. You know, Scripture said, nations shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. You know, everything will be, you know, renewed, you know, back to its original sense. And then after those days, the so-called white man will be removed from the face of the earth, and there's no more need for him. You know, basically spew evil on earth. You know, so that's a lesson we was edifying and comforting unto you like out there. Giving our praise to our power, how about Shem Shai, about Shem Kodash. The abundance unto elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to the poor land. Shalom.